and consistently refreshing the screen over and over again and doing the math and figure out what you need. Because if you put all of this pressure on hitting a rank in these next 8 days, you guys aren't going to have fun with your business. And, you know, I was doing a live with our girl, Sam. I don't know if she hopped on here, but what she said on our live really hit me. She goes, for me, it's, oh, hi, you're here. She's like, it wasn't about the money. I mean, the money it's a cool part of it and I need to make the money, but for me, it's about what I learn. It's about who I become. It's about like the journey that I embark on. And I think so often in the last 8 to 9 days of the month, we all go into panic mode. And I'm telling you guys, I look at my numbers because like, I know where my girls need to be. I'm trying to hit I haven't looked at my wheel I know what I need. If I can get my leaders to where they need to be at, I'm going to hit it. So what am I focusing on? Just my people. That's all I can do is pour into my people. So just my biggest piece of advice to anybody right now who might be running for a goal and you might feel like you might not be where you need to be, or maybe you were farther ahead last month, or maybe you just don't think you're going to hit it this month. The moment you tell yourself it's not happen, it's not, you're right. You just shot yourself in the foot. But also the moment that you just stop doing the things that you need to do, you've pushed yourself backward. Believe in you, have fun. We sell shampoo on Instagram, and take all of this pressure off of yourself and put all of it onto the systems and the income producing activities that we know if we do every single day with integrity and with intention are going to bring us results. I just wanted to touch on that because I can feel it in the air. I know a lot of us are trying to get these bonuses and close out our own neighborhoods and all that kind of fun stuff. And I just want us having fun with our business because I just think that's such an important part. And I've tried to run my business with stress and I couldn't do it again. You couldn't pay me to do it again. So I want to go over the ultimate customer experience. And a lot of this is going to, be familiar if you've been in the business for a few months. It's probably going to be a refresher. If you're a newer leader, I hope you guys have your notebooks with you because I know a lot of people think that market partners are the key to this business. And that's the bloodline to keep your business running, but VIPs are the key of your income. Your long-term income is coming from repeat customers. It's coming from people who love the products and then they continue to purchase from you on a regular basis, right? So first things first, when it comes to VIPs is getting yourself organized. I don't know if I can show this to you. So everyone runs their business differently. I run my business through my notepad. So like I have all of my notes separated through my notepad. I have all the product information that I would ever need in one section. I would have, I have an all things notepad that tells me exactly how to pitch a and what to send to the customer. So there is no right way to get yourself organized. Whatever works for you will work for you, but you need to find a system where you can put all of your shit, your stuff. Ooh, you see that? I caught myself. You can put all of your stuff in one spot so you can get to it quickly, because you have to think as you're building your business, when you have 2,000 women, do you have time to go to a Facebook group and find a post in the Facebook group and then screenshot and copy and paste? No, but you can go to your notepad and copy and paste. So that's first things first, making sure that you have a VIP section in your note section. Like, is there an area where if you go to this note section, everything you would need to know for VIPs is already existing? And then a product information section. There should be a place where you can easily have a quick, brief description of each. So therefore, when doing a fitting for a customer, you don't have to go to a Facebook group to watch a training video or go to the emails that we've sent you guys. It's all in one area. And then last but not least, when it comes to getting organized, is your job. Like, our job is to be someone's concierge. Our job is to be someone's answers to their hair and skincare problems. We cannot do that if we do not know what the heck we're talking about. And if you're brand new, I'm not saying it's your job to know every single thing about every single product. I still learn. I'm still learning as time goes on. But my point being is, if you haven't taken the time to watch the training videos, watch the product knowledge training videos. There's so many options. There's so many different people who make them. If you guys go to the back office and just look at all the different videos that are pre-made, they're going to tell you not only what products work for what person, but how to use every single product. I want you guys to understand one thing. If you're looking to be making, my goal per month is to be making a minimum of $1,000 a month off of my own PV. I want to be making $1,000 a month off of my personal volume. I'm not there yet, but I know that I can only get myself there by doing what? Making sure that every person I fit, I'm giving them the right products. Because do you want to know why we have shitty reviews and people say they say silly things? Because someone who was uneducated said, oh, you have frizzy hair, I'm going to buy shampoo. Oh, your hair is super, super, super oily and it's full of damage, I'm going to go ahead and give you the smoothing conditioner. Without thinking of anything. Oh, your hair, you're super dry, I'm going to go ahead and give you a mask that does nothing for your hair. and then they use it and then they hate it and then they tell all their friends about how they hate it and then you start selling it and they send you an article they found on Google. So all of that gets defeated if you just take the time to educate yourself, because the more that you know, the easier your fittings are going to be, because you're going to notice over the course of time that a lot of these conversations you have with people are going to be similar. Okay, so the fitting. I'm not going to go over, let me get the chat box so I can see this. If you guys have questions at any point in time, just shoot it in here. I have the chat box open in front of me, I think. Okay. So first things first, I always want to give people 2 options. So I'm not going to go over how I have a conversation. Jamie and I already did a call last week on how to have a VIP convo. I want to go over how I physically send out the pricing to a customer. I'm always introing it with, so I'm going to give you a couple options. All of our products have a 30-day money back guarantee, and they're going to last you 4 to 5 months. I'm going to hook you up with my discount as well. I do not talk about the free product. I do not talk about free shipping when I'm first fitting a customer. And I'll go over why in a second. I use that as a carrot. When you're pricing out a customer, the most important aspect, and this is something that I think a lot of us struggle with, you don't need someone to buy their first order. They don't need to spend $500, because if they spend $500 on their first order, when's the next time they're going to order from you again? In 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months. That defeats the purpose of a long-term coming back customer. Okay. So you always want to give them what they need. Option 1, I always just do 3 items. I do a shampoo, a conditioner, and a styling product, or a damage control, depending on how damaged their hair is. I do not throw in oils on their first order. I don't throw in masks on their first order. There is no need. It's too much products. They won't know how to use it. And then a lot of times they'll use it wrong and it ends up hurting us down the line. So option 1 is always 3 items. And that also doesn't give them the mix and match discount. So they're still at only 15% right there. Okay. Option 2, when I give it to a customer, I add on 2 more items. I used to just do 1, now I do 2. So the second option comes with 5 different products they can pick from. 5 products, okay? Now, the reason why I do that, so normally I do like, on it, a lot of my VIPs get the same kind of stuff because they're attracted to my hair type, right? So for example, I do Revive Shampoo, Intense Repair Conditioner, and then the leave-in conditioner a lot as my start off order. And then option 2, I'll usually do the dry shampoo and then either the thickening spray or the Rejuva beads, depending on their ends. Now, option 3, this one's really important. And this is only going to be used if this is someone who you have pitched the business to before, okay? Or it's someone you want on your team. And when I say you want on your team, like this is like your dream team market partner, like you want this chick on there, I throw out an option for a market partner, okay? Now, the way I do this is I go, hey, for X dollars, so for like an extra $30, you're actually going to get the oil and the dry shampoo, and you're going to get a blowout cream, and you're going to get this. I don't tell them anything else about it until they're like, well, I'd be down for option 3. And then I describe what a market partner is to them. And I'm not going to go over all of that with you guys right now. It's too much information. But that's all I'm doing in a fitting. That's it. I'm giving them their 2 options, and I'm customizing their products to them. So this is what I want to talk to you guys about really quickly. I want to stop sharing. So often I see people copying and pasting from their notes. For example, you have a customer who has super, super curly hair, right? And you're offering her the Renew shampoo and the leave-in conditioner and the deep smoothing conditioner. Renew shampoo, deep smoothing conditioner, leave-in conditioner. When you do the deep smoothing conditioner, you can talk about how it not only is going to help her with her frizz, but it's also going to help her with her curl pattern, keeping her hair soft and shiny, and help with overall enhancing, like bringing back her nourishment back to life in her hair. Sorry, my cramps are like out of this world, so I'm trying to focus while piercing cramps are in my stomach. My point being is so often we copy, and yes, Deborah, if you're on here, I did do a lavender bath. That did not help. P.S. The CBD oil did help though. If we just copy and paste from our notepad and we're not customizing these orders for our VIPs, you guys, we are no different than them going to Amazon. There is no personal touch. There is no, like, you're not taking any time to make this customer feel special. So as I'm fitting somebody out, I'm specifying their needs. This is going to help you with your oily scalp. You mentioned that you have to wash your hair every single day. You won't have to anymore. This is what's going to help heal your ends. This product has the most capixyl. It's going to lead to the most growth. I'm customizing it and I'm giving them an answer to their problem. Now, I want you guys to understand, I'm not going to go into all of this, but when someone says, no, I'm okay, I challenge them sometimes. I go, well, if you don't mind me asking, you said that you're trying to combat frizz. I know that the products you're using aren't working. So what are you going to use? people, like, what's your plan? You have all this damage to your hair. You showed it to me. Like, what are you going to do to fix it? And a lot of times that like reels somebody back in. I voice memo, it doesn't sound rude, but just so you guys are aware, there is a way you can kind of like bring it, especially if someone comes to you for products. Okay. So I wanted to take my screen off of sharing for a second. Oh no, what did I just do? Oh, I thought I lost it. Okay, so that's the fitting. Now the pricing. You guys, we don't do retail. Bye, Felicia, not allowed, not happening. I'm not physically sending you a retail cart. If someone wants to purchase via retail and get one product like the lash serum or freaking the dry shampoo and spend $60 on it, cool. They can do that on their own time. If you're coming to me, you're a VIP customer. Why? Because I'm not trying to make a buck off of you. I'm trying to give you the best experience possible. And that happens with our VIP program, okay? So when you're doing the pricing, if you're on my team, you know I'm huge on videos. I will record the screen and I'll break every single part of the order down, and then I send it to the customer after the fitting. And I say, hey, you guys have a question? No? Okay. I heard someone unmute themselves. Let me mute, and then let me mute. When I send them the video of the pricing, I say, so this is the first option that I just gave you. This is going to help your hair type, but I really recommend the second option because it's going to give you the extra savings and it's really going to help you the most with whatever the case may be. And then I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to show them the purchase plus. I say, here's your retail price. Since you're a VIP, it's brought you down to this price. Because you're getting these extra products, our Purchase Plus program is going to save you an extra $25. So girl, and then I scroll like with my phone. I'm like, you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 products for like $160. It's wild. Do we want to add more? That's how I always end it. Do we want to add more? I never like, so let me know what you think. I'm assuming the sale. And then they either are like, well, can we move some things around? Or they go, well, what else would you suggest? That's how I get such high PV. That's why my carts, like I very rarely, unless it's a flash sale, ever get an order under 100, like really under 120, 130 bucks. I'm always pitching high and watching them buy. So that's a really big way that you guys are always, and by doing this, guys, people always go with option 2, because when someone sees that they're saving over 50, 60, 70 bucks, like we all want to save money. It's the whole point. And then I want to always go over VIP enrollment. I want to stop sharing here as well, because this is extremely important. And I think so many of us try to avoid the fact that there's a $19.99 fee. I don't physically like shout it from the rooftops. I'm not like explaining it to them, but when I'm recording my pricing, I do show it to them. I want them to know that it's there. And if I'm sending them the cart, I also want them to know that that $19.99 is there, because you don't want someone to check their email and be confused about it and think that you like scammed them into something. You didn't. We're not hiding it. So if we tell people about it, they have nothing to be surprised about. And if it's like when it's a quick sale, someone's like, yo, I want to buy this. Here's my information. Oh, okay, cool. No worries. I'll tell you afterwards. But when I'm breaking the on and I've been working on this customer for a while, like I'm giving them all the information that they need to make a decision, because the way that they're going to enjoy our products and their perception of the experience starts with that fitting. It starts with how you're sending out the card. It starts with how you're describing the products. You know, I used to go to the spa in Los Angeles. I used to spend a shit ton of money on these massages. And the only reason that I would go there is because that girl at the front desk was so good. Like she took such good care of every single person that came in. From the moment she picked up the phone, like you just want to come in. And that a lot when we're fitting out customers. Okay. So talk about the VIP enrollment. Make sure they understand what the $19.99 does. Make sure they know what a VIP actually means and all that kind of fun stuff. When sending over a cart, so I know that we email cart options, and this is a big one too. Sometimes we're like, okay, I sent over a cart. Whoa, what just happened? Your products are, your products are going to be in there. Here's your login. Here's your password. Let me know when you're done. I don't do that until they commit to buying the cart. I'm like, okay, cool. I have everything all set for you. I can go ahead and send it over to you now. Are you ready to order? If they're not ready to order, I don't send the cart over. You can't go to Nordstrom's and be like, hey, can you hold my shit for 3 days? You buy it, or they say, come back 24 hours from now. You know what I mean? It's not one or the other. And I treat our business the same exact way. My time is valuable. I did not just spend 10 minutes of my time fitting you out for you to not buy from me. So I'm going to send it to you when you're ready. So that's really, really, really big. And then at the end, after I've sent them the cart, after they picked out an option, I send them a voice memo before I send them the cart. And I'm like, just so you know, I'm also going to go ahead and waive your shipping. And I hooked you up with an extra free product. That's like my carrot on top. It's the last thing that I do before I send my customers their cart, because the likelihood of them not buying after I just gave them all of that cool shit is really rare because they're excited. I hooked them up. Okay. And then this is really important. I'm going to stop sharing here as well because I want you guys to see me. A lot of times we struggle with flex ships. I know a lot of my girls are like, none of my people are ordering flex ships. Like I never hear from them. If you option pitch someone in the beginning and you say, okay, so I have everything ready for today's order. I think your next order should be the oil, because it's going to help you. I mean, the oil should be everyone's second order. That's like always what I recommend to every VIP. And I go, I think the next order for you should be our oil. It's going to help you a lot with, you know, balancing out the pH levels with your scalp and helping with the oiliness. But it's also just what's infused in all of our products. It has 101 uses. And I'm telling you, it's going to be exactly what you need. So why don't I do this? Why don't I set up an order for you for the end of the month? Signing a VIP up in the beginning of the month, I go, why don't I set up an order for you to send out by the end of the month? So that way, sometimes I'm getting 2 flex ships or 2 orders out of one customer. And then by the time that next month comes, they're not ready to revamp on their shampoo and conditioners, or a flash sale drops. So by you planting a seed to say, hey, we're going to get you this next, and we're going to get it for you in 2 to 3 weeks. Number one, when you follow up, there isn't like a conversation. They're already aware you talked about it. And number 2, you're now maximizing your customer to the fullest potential and setting them up to the best, like to what they need for their hair. And same thing with skincare. You know, normally with skincare, I just do the cleanser, the essence, or the berry scrub and the eye cream. I very rarely do a whole system. No one needs all of our products at once. Their face is going to go crazy. So I want them to I want to reel them in. So I always do the cleanser, the essence, and then maybe the moisturizer or the eye cream for their first order. And then their second order coming up is normally the berry scrub and the oil. So just a really easy way to consistently be stacking up your PV and always have customers coming in without having to over prepare or over plan for it. Does anyone have questions? If you do, feel free. Anyone right now? Questions, comments, concerns? Okay. If you do, feel free to unmute yourself or throw it in chat. So that's how you're constantly going to have your PV stay high, by having that seed planted for the second order. There's so many dogs in my house right now. It's throwing me off track. All right. Follow-up text or follow-ups. This is huge. So you put the order in. I want you guys to understand one thing. If you're new, if you're like a month into this business, if you get really freaking good at customer service, you will always be making money, because people always want to support people who go above and beyond and take care of them. And the way that you treat your VIPs is how you're going to get referrals. It's how your business is going to grow. It's how you get hairdressers to want to start working with you. But more importantly, it's a really great way of you teaching your team by you being the example. So after I send the cart and they put their order in and you get the confirmation email, you have to be sending a follow-up text message. If you are not on my team or my downline and you do not have the follow-up message that I send, shoot me a message. I'll send it to you as soon as we're done. In that message, it basically tells them, hey, when you get your products, text me. You're going to get a flex ship reminder. When you see it, don't freak out. It's not an actual order. It's just telling you that a product's, you have a flex ship. And if you're not ready, let me know. We're going to push it out. I'm your personal, I'm your personal customer service liaison. Give me updates. Let me know what you need. Let me know how I can help you. And then I always ask my customers, and I'm going to go over this twice, but I always ask my customers, hey, do you want me to keep you on my updates list? When I get a new customer, I'm always like, do you want me to text you when there's flash sales and like cool things happening? Because you're going to get emails from the company too. 9 out of 9 times they say yes. But if they say no, I don't text them for every flash sale. I'm not trying to annoy someone. It's whatever they want them to do. But that gives you the permission to hit them up consistently without bothering them because they told you yes. It's like when you press yes to getting emails from like Target, right? You can't be annoyed. You click the button. You said, give me the deals. Same concept. And then a few days before they get their products, I don't wait for them to tell me, I got my products. When I get a new VIP, I put an alert in my calendar 3 days out saying, send, Samantha wash instructions. I send to them before they get their products because I want them to watch the YouTube video, and then I want them to get excited about using the products. And then by the time their products come in, they usually wash their hair the day of. I always, always, always check in 2 to 3 days after they first wash their hair, especially if they haven't reached out to me, because 9 out of 9 times, what do? they wash their hair wrong. Like 9 out of 9 times. They put too much in, they didn't rinse it out. They usually go, yeah, I felt a little oily in the back of my head. All right, well, did you wash the back of your head? They're like, well, normally I just kind of stick my head underneath the water. Okay, well, you know, with our products, you got to actually wash the products out of your hair. So like I send a video, I have a wash video of me, myself in a bathing suit in the shower. And when someone tells me, hey, my first wash felt meh, I send them my video and they're like, oh, I didn't do that. There's no such thing as too much information, like ever. Send it to them, give it to them, because the more information you give your customers, the better of experiences they're going to have, the more money they're going to spend, the more money you're going to make. It all goes full circle. And then this is really big, and I'm not saying you have to do this, it's just a suggestions. I send samples to all of my customers. All of my new customers get a sample. Now, you have to keep in mind, you need to think about, like, can I do what I'm doing now when I have an organization of 2,000 people? Or I'm sorry, when I have 2,000 VIP customers. I can't go to the post office. I hate going to the post office. I tell people I go and then I don't go for a week because I hate it so freaking much. So I always want to think about what actually is beneficial. But right now I don't have, you know, thousands of VIPs. I have a few hundred. I can go. So I send out samples to all of my new VIPs. What do I send? I don't just put shit in a bag and put it out. I want to make sure it's going to give them results. The split end mender should always be a sample that you guys send out. It is money. They will see results right away and they will buy it. The oil. And then for super, super damaged blondes, I send them samples of the hair transformation mask. They use that once and they're always going to buy it right away. And then I usually add in, I went to the dollar store and I bought a bunch of wet brushes, little scrunchies, like, I don't have any in front of me, but like big, you know, old school, like 90s style scrunchies, and then a thank you note. And I'm telling you guys, every time that I do that, that VIP orders something on that next flash sale. Even if they don't need it, they're like, you know, I don't really need it, but I loved your gift. I'm going to go ahead and support you. It's just it's a quick customer service touch. Okay. So those are some really quick follow-up strategies for once they order, right? Now, if they, let me look at this chat. I see something happening in CBD. What's happening? When do you typically have convo about second flex ship? Right after they purchase? Yeah, so like right after they put their order in, like after I get the confirmation of their order, I send them a voice recording. I'm like, awesome, I'm so excited for you. You know, I think for your next order, we should definitely put in an oil. I didn't want to do it for this time because you don't really need it yet, but I know that's going to help you a lot with X issues, right? So for now, I have it set, you know, on this date at the end of the month, so we can go ahead and get it sent to you. Well, you'll let me know if you want me to add anything else when that time comes. So I do it right after I get a confirmation of their order. If that answers your question, Cora. If not, let me know. If they don't throw their order in, and I'm screaming this from the rooftops, especially if you're on my team, like the fortune is in the follow-up. You guys, when you go to Fashion Nova and you put a bunch of stuff in your cart and you don't buy it, if you're anything like me, I do that every day. I'm like, ew, I'm gonna buy stuff. I don't really need it. I don't really want to pay for the shipping, so I'm just not gonna do it until they have a sale. What do I get? I get an email from Fashion Nova in 24 hours. Hey, you still have items in your cart. Did you want to throw your order in? Why is our business any different? You came to me with a need. I took my time to provide you a service. You weren't ready for that service today. I'm going to follow up with you tomorrow. And I just do a really quick check-in. Hey girl, putting in some orders. I wanted to see if you were ready. Which option did you want to go with? Option 1 or option 2? Okay. I'm always following up. And if they're like, hey, you know what? I can't grab anything today. I go, okay, cool. No worries. Did you want me to keep you on my follow-up list for flash sales? Everyone runs their business differently. I have an Excel in my phone. I use the Sheets app. It's a free iPhone app. You can also use Excel in your Google Sheets. I have everyone that I need to follow up with from a flash sale. I have their name. I have the products that I fitted them with, and I have the reason they told me no, whether it was pricing or timing or whatever the case may be. Now, when someone tells me no because it's too expensive, guess what I do? I plant the seed about the business. I'm like, hey girl, totally no worries. I'm going to keep you on my follow-up list for flash sales. Out of curiosity, have you ever thought about actually monetizing your social media? You obviously could use the extra money. I'd love to show you how to make it. I do that every single time. I've gotten so many market partners that would have been VIPs from that conversation. So many. My dream team girl was from that. So never be afraid to kind of divert it a little bit in that time. That's the follow-up. All right, and then flex ships. And I think we're almost done here. Every month, and again, this is my system. I'm not saying this has to be your system, but every Monday I check for upcoming flex I log into my back office, I go to reports, flex reports, and then I organize them by the date. If you don't know how to do that, message me after this call. I'll show you. You should if you're on my team. I've sent videos of how to do it, but it tells me the customer's name and then the upcoming flex right? And I go, this is a message I sent out this morning. You know, hey Jenna, or not this morning. To whatever, whenever I looked at that VIP's conversations next. Hey Jenna, your next flagship is set right now on this date. I have the oil in there. It's going to help you with the flaky scalp issues you were having. This is what our entire line is infused of, blah, blah, blah. I think everyone needs this. Did you want me to add anything else? And then once I send that, I follow up right away with a voice memo. And I'm like, I'm also going to go ahead and add in that freebie for you. It's going to be our co-wash. It's what you always see me talking about on my stories to bring my curls back. You're going to freaking love it. I'm so excited for you to try it out. And I'm excited. Like, I'm genuinely pumped. I talk about their kid being able to use it or their husband that has curly hair. Like, I'm getting amped about their products for them. 9 out of 9 times when I do that, I don't get a no, I'm not ready. I don't. They're like, okay, cool, thanks. I really appreciate it. Especially if I'm planting a seed about it when they first sign up. Now, I know when we have flash sales, sometimes I used to not want to reach out to customers about their flagship after a flash sale. I felt like I was being annoying. I'm like, man, they just ordered. And I learned my lesson. I pushed out one of my customers' flex. She was so pissed at me. She's like, why would you do that? I was so excited for my product. Like, da-da-da-da-da-da. I was like, damn. I don't know. You just spent like $400 on a flash sale. I just didn't think you'd want to spend money again. Like, I don't know. And then it reminded me, like, I can't shop with my own wallet. Just because I wouldn't doesn't mean she wouldn't. She should probably be a market partner at this point. So I always follow up. I'm like, hey girl, I know you just purchased on this flash sale. Your next flex is coming up in a few days. Did you want me to add anything else to it? I'm always asking if they want more. I'm never giving them the option to push it out unless they tell me. I personally do not give my VIPs, like, I don't have them manage their own accounts until at least 2 months in, because that's how I upsell a lot, like, and we'll go over that here in a second. But after 2 months, especially if they don't order at all in those 2 months, I give them directions to manage their own account. And again, if you need directions, let me know. I'll send those to you. And this is really important. I'm going to stop sharing because I want you guys to like see my face when I say this. A flagship that is ran without their permission will cause you to lose a customer. If my card got ran when someone told me that I wouldn't be buying shit, I would never buy from that person ever again, ever. And I damn well am not referring people to that company. And I'm just not. Because if someone tells me, hey, nothing's ever going to get ran unless you tell me, okay, I'm trusting that, but you have my card information. That could have been their last $30. We don't know. I don't know. So I just think it's so important that you are on top of your business. That is your money. That is what puts food on the table. Treat it that way. A flagship that's ran by accident is no one's fault but your own. And it's our job to take responsibility of that and own up to it when it happens. Sending someone a Starbucks gift card doesn't make it okay. Apologizing profusely doesn't make it okay. It happened to me once, and it was a girl's last $75, and she called me bawling her eyes out, and I felt horrible. Like I gave her $100. I literally Venmoed her. I'm like, oh my God, keep this. I felt horrible. And so I think about that a lot. That we have one job, and if it can be anything, it would be that. Manage your flagships. And then last but not least, I think I have one more page I want to go over with you guys. Maintaining. Okay, so like I said earlier, I always ask my customers if they want to be kept in the loop. They normally say yes, and that's why I always get so many orders on sales, because I have customers who love sales because I amp them up. They're excited about them. If there is an issue, you be the one to contact customer service. Even if I have a pain in the ass customer, well, that's questionable. If they're like super over the top, like just particular with a lot of things, sometimes I'll have them do it themselves. But 90% of the time, I deal with them. I'll email customer, or I'll chat customer service. Number one, we get through quicker. Number two, we can give them their answers quicker. This is so important. And I think this was the biggest mistake that I made when I first started my business. Get to know your customers. They're not just a dollar sign. And some of them use different platforms. Like I personally pay for Canva and some other newsletter app that I pay Mackenzie to do it for me. That's something that I'm like, yo, I'll pay you. I don't have the time. So I pay someone to make a newsletter for my VIPs. I think I pay her like $50 a month, and it gets sent out to all my VIPs. It's a really cute newsletter. And that's what gets me sales. It's another way for me to get in front of their faces. I engage with them on Instagram on a regular basis. Like daily, I talk to all of my VIPs in some aspect on Instagram. I'm side texting them, and like, I make small talk conversations so I'm staying relevant in their lives on a consistent basis. So you think about me, right? I don't know if any of you guys have ever had like a traveling masseuse. I did for a very long time, and she did so good at always staying in my life. Like I don't know how she did it, but there would always be, I'd always see her somewhere on a consistent basis. So anytime I needed a massage, guess what I did? I would call her. There'd be no one else that I would contact. Just engaging with VIP should be part of your weekly non-negotiables. Yeah. So any of those aspects, don't look at them like a dollar site. Complimenting their hair and their skin when they post. Anytime I see one of my customers post, I'm like, girl, oh my God, your hair looks popping. I take screenshots of my customers when they first sign up with me. I have a whole folder, a shared album, and I do side-by-sides for my VIPs. And sometimes when I send them, I'm like, girl, do you see these results? They're like, oh my God, that's crazy. Like I do that for them. And that gets me a lot of money, because when I send them the results, they're like, damn, okay, what else do you think I need to get more growth here? Or I'm still trying to get my ends to grow, whatever the case may be. It's tedious, but it will help you guys down the line. Ask for referrals. Okay, so here's what I've done with all of my VIPs. At the beginning of every single month, I record a video of me. And I'm like, hey girl, you know, I'm running for a really, really big, sorry. I don't know who just, I'm like, hey girl, I'm running for a really big rank this month. You know, thank you so much for all of your support. I appreciate you. Hey, listen, I would love for you to do a post for me this month. Would you be down for it? If I make something for you, can you post it and can you tag me in it? And they go, yeah. And I go, okay, cool. If you get me like a bunch of customers, I'll throw you a freebie product. And then that's why I stock up on sales, so I can give people away free shit. Ask for referrals. If you guys haven't asked your friends and family for referrals, you're doing yourself a disservice. First things first. If you aren't utilizing your boyfriend, your brother, your husband, males, I have Thomas's mom. I have Thomas's whole entire friend group as either a customer or works for me. All of my dad's coworkers at Papa John's are my customers. I gave him samples with little cards. I'm like, hey, I need you to go hand this to everyone that you work with and tell them to give them to their wives. And that's gotten me customers. So utilize your network, but ask your VIPs for referrals. I tell them I check in once a month. Hey girl, who do you got to send me? Who in your friend group or your family group needs to glow up with their hair or their skincare? And they send me referrals. If I owned a restaurant, how would that restaurant get expanded? By referrals. So ask for them. And then last but not least, guys, when it comes to maintaining, is sending suggestions with, like, I send monthly suggestions to my high priced VIPs. Like I have a girl named Doris who purchases, she spends so much money, it blows my mind. But because I know that, I'm always sending her ideas. I'm like, hey girl, the other day you were asking me about this on my story. Why don't we throw an order in with these 3 products? It's gonna help you with this. Okay, throw it in. They're not gonna know unless you tell them. So take the time, go look at what they've ordered in the past, customize a cart, screen record it and send it to them and make it make sense. And if it don't upsell to upsell, but if it makes sense, they will buy. And then last but not least is focusing on the content. So if I can give you guys any piece of advice, VIPs are going to happen when you're consistently using the products. I don't care if I have 90 slides on my story. My post today of me using the diffuser got me 2 resales and I have a VIP that I'm fitting. I've posted a story like that 900 times, but today it happened to get people in my inbox. Consistently show yourself using the products. It doesn't always have to be you talking. I wasn't talking today. I was just using them and then writing what they do on the bottom. Simple is always best. So I challenge you guys between now and the end of the month, show up every day using at least 1 product. Reaching out to people. I think so often we feel like we can't like prospect VIPs. When I see a chick with damaged ass hair, you bet I'm sliding in her inbox. Girl, you need to get your hands on these products. I say it all of the time. When I see a girl with super curly, beautiful hair, I'm like, oh my God, your hair is beautiful. You would love our products. And then I send them a before and after that's targeting their hair type. So I'll go find a similar photo to their hair type and I send it to them when I say that. And they're like, oh wait, what are these? Can I get more information? It works like a charm every single time. When you see your friends color their hair, slide out in their DMs, girl, you need our color protection spray. How is your hair feeling? Is it dry at all? They're normally like, yeah, I just bleached it, super dry. Oh my God, here, let me fit you with some options. I just assume it and then I go fit them out. And then they buy. You just have to do it. So don't ever be afraid to reach out. You guys know this, tutorials, IGTV, showing yourself using your products. And then this is really important. I know sometimes, as a leader, we get into our own heads if we have a lot of fittings going on, but people aren't actually buying. Yes, Sam, really. I think that the chat box is delayed, so I just saw it. I think sometimes that we feel like if people don't buy right away after a quiz, they're not going to buy at all. So Beth, I don't know if she's on here. She was my VIP before my market partner. She reached out to me, I think 3 times. And on her 4th time, like a 4th reaction to a before and after, she purchased. So you have to be putting out content that's circling the kind of conversations you're having. If you're talking to a bunch of chicks with damaged blonde hair, put out content targeting damaged blonde hair, right? If you're talking to a bunch of girls that have super curly hair, put out content like that. And also be careful to not only be focusing on one hair type. You know, for a while I was just focusing on like really over processed colored hair, and I wasn't getting any curly haired customers. So dabble with different types of hair types. And then last but not least, this one is really, really, really huge. Utilize reels, utilize other content. So like I'll send content from Monet's page all of the time. I send reels from some of the leaders that post really great stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, you would love this in your routine. Whenever you're ready to order next, we need to add these products in there. I use all these third-party tools, so it allows me, it basically does the sales for me. They see someone else use it that knows how to curl their hair better than I do. And they're like, oh, I would love to get those products. Let's add that in next time. So utilize your resources. I hope that helps. It was a little bit longer than I wanted it to go. So if you guys anyone have any questions? Biggest thing with VIPs, if you get this long on the calls, remember this, it comes with confidence, it comes with having fun, and it comes with consistency. If you're just constantly showing up on your story every single day, using at least one thing about the product, people are gonna have questions. Kim Kardashian, she made that Skims line, whatever it's called. When she first posted about it, I wasn't into it. But after I saw her posting about it every single day of her in her goddamn bathtub, every day she posted a selfie of her in her bathtub with these little onesie things. Your girl has 9 of them. Haven't worn one of them. But she posted about it every single day and my impulse was high and there was a sale. So those are just some suggestions for you guys. I hope that helps. Let's go close out the month strong. We got, I think, 8 more days. And like, y'all, there's about to be so many freaking promotions. I just am excited for you guys to be the ones that get to experience them because there's no better feeling. So happy Monday. Love you guys. Talk to you later.